Have you ever thought about doing an upsell in your business? Something where someone buys something from you and then you upsell them on perhaps a more premium offering or upsell them on a related product, which is technically cross-selling, but everyone uses those words interchangeably at this point. So maybe you didn't do it though because you were wondering, I'm not really sure if it's going to work for my business, right? And I understand that. I mean, I used to be in your shoes too. For example, when I had a marketing agency, I consulted with a couple of marketing consultants who were obviously trying to sell me on their service. And the common line was, well, let's go for the quick wins, all right? Let's look at your existing client base and let's just sell them more stuff. And I would kind of balk at that because I was like, I want to grow by improving the way that we acquire new clients, for example. And it's the same way with, when I first started to make the transition from being an agency more than a year ago at this point to selling products. What I did was, in the first time I actually tried to do it in 2017, I completely failed because, I didn't understand the power of upsells at that point. And that was a key factor for why it didn't work out that first time. Because what I was trying to do, I was trying to grow solely off of this one product that we had out there. But we had other products that we could have offered that I just wasn't upselling to people who were already buying from us on that more popular product, right? So I want to share with you today my top 3 upselling tips for how you can do it yourself, all right? And I've created a detailed guide giving you 7 tips in total, actually 8. I give you one bonus tip at the end. And if you want to go read that in detail, just click on the article link. It's directly below this video if you're watching on YouTube. So I included the screenshot here. This is our sales for the last few weeks. And 40% of this revenue actually comes from upsells. Okay? So that's pretty significant, right? And so as I dug into this topic, I found some additional supporting research. And you might not be surprised to hear this, but apparently, according to the book Marketing Metrics, the authors, they did research when writing that book, and they shared in it that the probability of selling to a new prospect, in other words, a brand new client or brand new customer who hasn't heard of you before, is about 5 to 20%. Whereas the probability of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70%. And why is that? Well, part of it is because of social proof. There's increased trust and credibility there, okay? And assuming you have a decent relationship, there's a really high probability that those customers or clients are willing to buy from you again. At the very least, they're going to be very receptive to making another relevant offer to them. Now, to drive this point home, here's another piece of research that has just stuck with me for a couple of years now. And this comes from Patrick over at profitwell.com. And they did research, and they had the data to do this. They have a ton of data from their app, where they saw, and from the service they provide, they actually specialize in pricing. Their agency is, I think it's pricing intelligently, or rather price intelligently. So what they found was, of the 3 different levers that you can pull on to grow your business, monetization was the top lever that you could pull on, okay? Meaning 2 things, okay? Either you increase the rate at which someone converts, in other words, you make the button blue instead of green and 5% more people buy from you, right? So that's conversion optimization. And 2, upselling, in other words, maximizing the size of the average transaction that occurs within your website, in your sales funnel. So compared to acquisition, which you can think of as just generating more traffic on your website, monetization works about 4 times better, right? So that's the power of upselling. And you may be on the fence about it, but I can guarantee you that the top people in your market, they are upselling, and it's giving them an advantage. So here's how you can start with upselling. My first tip is to get comfortable with the idea of it, okay? Get comfortable with the idea of it. It doesn't have to be this, high friction thing. You don't have to feel like you're being especially aggressive. And I think this is a big reason why you might not be doing upselling right now, why a lot of people don't. Because too often it's associated with the idea of being salesy or pushy, but you don't have to be that way. And if you follow the tips in this guide that I put together for you, you'll see how it doesn't have to be like that, okay? So you need to get comfortable with the idea of it, not see it as salesy, but see it as adding value to your customers. You're offering them more value, right? Because if you are confident in the core product that you are selling to them, then the idea of adding an upsell, whether it's a complementary product or a more premium package that you're upselling them on, it's really just an easy, logical choice, and it doesn't have to be this high pressure thing. Okay, so first, get comfortable with it. My second tip, all right, is to upsell at the right time by looking and finding what I call trust moments in your funnel. So this is an idea that I came up with. A trust moment is basically where someone on your website, within your overall marketing funnel, they take an action that can be interpreted as increasing or decreasing their trust in you. If that action indicates that their trust is increasing in you, well, then that's an opportunity, that's a potential marketing opportunity, right? So, for example, the easiest trust moment that is in just about every online marketing funnel out there and every website is if someone opts into your email list. That's a trust moment, okay? That's an opportunity because, just think about the last email list that you may have opted into. I know that the last email list that I opted into, I was on the fence, and then just something, maybe I saw something that I really wanted, one of their lead magnets, a free guide, something actionable, or I was just curious and I wanted to pop in my email list, or I just wanted to get their newsletter, right? So I pop in my email address, all right, and I have to trust them with my personal information. I have to trust them enough to think, all right, they're not going to spam me, they're going to send me quality stuff, okay? So a trust moment happens, and then the opportunity is this. You redirect them to a page saying everything is on its way to your inbox. It'll arrive in just a moment. In the meantime, though, I'd like it if you considered this special offer. And that's what we do within our own sales funnel, where we offer people our tripwire. Okay, so we're basically, in this context, I'm saying the tripwire is an upsell because we're moving people who have just become free email subscribers into becoming customers by making them an affordable initial offer. All right? So with that tip, think about what type of trust moments you can find, including the one I just mentioned. What other types of trust moments you can find within your funnel. Now the final tip and strategy that I want to give you is if you are short on time, and I think this is a major barrier to you and many other entrepreneurs and marketers out there watching this, who don't implement this concept of upselling within their business, because you think that it has to be this very time-intensive process of, okay, I got to brainstorm, I got to get all these pieces together, I got to write the page. If you're selling products, you got to create the product. If you're selling a service, you have to kind of organize things perhaps behind the scenes with your team, make sure it's going to be executed well. You have to figure out what the offer exactly is going to be. So the solution to that problem is by doing a product splinter, or what I like to call a service slice. All right, service slice. So a product splinter is where you have a main product. So for example, we have one of our products is called the Sales Funnel Blueprint. And what I did was I knew that a big portion of our audience, they knew about the Sales Funnel Blueprint and they were on the fence about it. So what I did was I did a product splinter. I splintered off a piece of the Sales Funnel Blueprint, the piece that focused on traffic generation, and I made it its own product. Because I figured if I could offer something that was more affordable than the Sales Funnel Blueprint, that could lead into an upsell for the Sales Funnel Blueprint, because hey, it's a portion of a larger system, of a larger training or course, right? That would increase sales, because a portion of our audience also had this problem of, okay, how do I generate traffic with content marketing, right? So this product splinter, triple your traffic, solved that problem. And then people would be offered the core offer of the sales funnel blueprint for an additional, whatever, $100. So you can do the same exact thing, though, when it comes to services. And I did this when we were an agency. So what I did was I would, what I always found most difficult, and, if you sell services, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where, you're talking to a client and the conversation kind of goes like this. Yeah, okay, here's the value, here's everything we can do, blah, 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 blah. You learn about their business, blah, blah, blah. You get invested, they get a loan invested, and then it comes to price, right? It comes down to price because that's the big thing. Can they afford it? And you tell them the price. Okay, it's going to be $10,000. And they say, okay, let me get back to you. And you never hear from them again, right? So the solution to that is to do a service slice. In other words, you have them pay a little bit of money for a slice of the value that you would offer in terms of the done-for-you service. And what we would offer would be the project roadmap. In other words, we would plan out everything from A to Z and put it together for them. It took several hours to put this all together, to the point where they could take the proposal and go to a different agency if they wanted, but that wasn't the idea. Because the idea was that if they saw the whole plan and everything, and they got value from that, that it would just be an easy upsell to the full version for the full project, the full done-for-you package, right? So that's an example of a service slice, and it worked extremely well for our agency when we did it, to the point where we were selling dozens of these on a monthly basis and just bringing in an additional thousands of dollars. Okay. So those are my top 3 tips. If you want 5 more quality tips on how to upsell for your business, within your sales funnel, whatever it is you might be selling, if you're a newbie to this, I encourage you, go check out the full guide and the full article. It's in a link directly below this video if you're watching this on YouTube. In either case, you can download a copy of this guide and you can refer to it offline if you like. And I hope that you do that. And moreover, I hope that you take action on the information that I'm giving you here in this video, all right? So if you got value from this video and from the article, be sure to like, subscribe, share it, send it to all your friends, share it with your dog, share it with your grandma. No, but seriously, I appreciate it. It allows me to continue to do these videos and put out these quality articles, all right? So until next time, keep converting and stay focused.